Macroprocessor. A macro instruction is a notational convenience for the programmer. It allows the programmer to write the shorthand version of a program, that is module programming. The macroprocessor replaces each macro invocation with the corresponding sequence of statements. So whichever the things you are defining before the program, that will be placed in the program itself. So what all the macroprocessor do? Recognize macro definitions. The definitions it will recognize and it will replace the characters. Save the macro definition. Recognize macro calls. If it is calling, then it will be replaced, and expand the macro calls. So how to execute a macroprocessor? So here we can see we have taken three strings, string 1, string 1, string 2 and string 3, and initialize some variables which are useful to store the strings, store the data into the strings. So we have created macro new and macro and para1 and arrays. So you can see here we are taking the number of lines, and here we are taking the input, and we are storing the whole thing into the ch array. After storing everything, we are making it as a same string. The string based upon the space, and we are splitting each and everything and storing in the ch1 array. So after that, we are checking whether any defined function is there in the program or not. So if anything is present over there, this checks whether if it is not a function, then automatically the first char and the second char will be stored over here. The variable and the variable's value will be stored over here. So if it is a function, then the function details will be stored in the macro array. You can see again we are storing the details of the macro array into the para1. So here we are replacing the parameters. So when the close of the bracket comes, so the function ends and the parameters will be replaced over here. You can see here we are displaying the output with the help of the character array, and we will match the things, and if the function will be replaced by the defined function inside the main program. So like this we are going to do this. So you can see here the sample output. So enter the number of lines 7. I have already given this. Enter the input. So here I am defining before the program as add function as x equal to x by x. So whenever you are calling the function inside the main as add a, so what will happen is this will be replaced by the function which you have declared before. Thus the macroprocessor works and makes it easier to access the defined functions. Thank you.